Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm absolutely buzzing to share this breaking news with you today because what I'm about to tell you could literally put an extra 1,400 in your pocket this year. But here's the catch that nobody else is talking about. It's not going to everyone who thinks they're eligible. I've been digging deep into the latest Social Security Administration announcements, and what I found is both exciting and frankly a little concerning. If you're currently receiving Social Security benefits or you're planning to apply soon, you absolutely cannot afford to miss what I'm about to share with you in the next few minutes. This information could be the difference between getting that extra money or watching it slip right through your fingers. Now, I know what you're thinking. Another Social Security video promising money that never comes. But stick with me here, because I've got the actual documentation, the official statements, and most importantly, I'm going to break down exactly who qualifies and who doesn't. Trust me, you'll want to know which category you fall into before this window closes. All right, let's get everyone on the same page here. When we talk about these $1,400 Social Security payments, we're not talking about your regular monthly benefit. That stays exactly the same. What we're discussing is a special supplemental payment that's being rolled out as part of a broader economic relief initiative. Think of it like this. Remember those stimulus checks we got during the pandemic? This is similar in concept, but it's specifically targeted at Social Security recipients who meet certain very specific criteria. The Social Security Administration has confirmed that these payments will begin processing starting next month. But, and this is crucial, they're only going to people who fall into particular categories that I'm about to explain. The reason this is happening now is because of recent legislation that recognized Social Security recipients were hit especially hard by inflation over the past 2 years, particularly those in lower income brackets. So this $1,400 isn't just random. It's a targeted response to help offset some of those increased living costs. Now, I want you to pay very close attention to what I'm about to show you because this is where things get really interesting. I managed to get my hands on the actual internal memo that was sent to Social Security field offices last week. This document, which I'm going to read directly from, spells out exactly who's eligible and who's not. Most news outlets are just reporting the headline numbers, but they're completely missing the fine print that could disqualify millions of people who think they're getting this money. So grab a pen and paper if you need to, because you're going to want to take notes on this next part. According to this official SSA memo, the $1,400 supplemental payments will be distributed to Social Security recipients, but only those who meet all three of these conditions. First, you must have been receiving benefits continuously since January 2023. No gaps, no interruptions. Second, your monthly benefit amount must be below $1,847. If you're getting more than that, you're automatically excluded. And third, this is the big one that's going to shock a lot of people. You cannot have received any other federal assistance payments in the last 18 months, including unemployment benefits, SNAP benefits, or even certain veterans benefits. I have to be honest with you. When I first read this, I was genuinely frustrated. Here's why. The Social Security Administration's own press releases make it sound like this is going to help millions of seniors and disabled Americans. But when you dig into the actual eligibility requirements, we're looking at maybe 30% of current beneficiaries actually qualifying. What really gets me is that third requirement about not receiving other federal assistance. Think about this logically. The people who need this $1,400 the most are often the same people who qualified for food assistance or other help programs. But now they're being penalized for getting that help? It feels completely backwards. And here's another contradiction I've found. The income threshold of $1,847 sounds reasonable until you realize that anyone receiving spousal benefits or who worked part-time while collecting Social Security likely exceeds this limit. So you've got people who worked their entire lives, paid into the system, but because they're getting a slightly higher benefit or their spouse also gets Social Security, they're cut out entirely. But here's where my investigation gets really interesting. I started digging deeper into why these specific restrictions exist, and I found something that the mainstream media isn't reporting at all. According to my sources inside the SSA, and yes, I have people who feed me information, these limitations weren't originally part of the proposal. The original plan was to send $1,400 to every Social Security recipient making under $50,000 annually. But during the legislative process, these restrictions were added as what they call cost-saving measures. Basically, they needed to reduce the number of eligible recipients to fit the program into the budget. What I also discovered is that there's actually a second wave of payments planned for early 2026. But get this, the eligibility requirements for that round are going to be even more restrictive. They're already planning to lower the income threshold to under $1,600 per month and extend the federal assistance exclusion period to 24 months. So, if you're thinking about applying for food stamps or other help right now, you might want to seriously consider how that could affect your eligibility for future payments. Look, I'm going to be completely real with you here. As someone who's been covering Social Security issues for over 5 years, this whole situation has me genuinely upset. We're talking about people who are living on fixed incomes, many of whom are choosing between medication and groceries. And the system is creating all these hoops for them to jump through just to get a little bit of help. My own grandmother would have been excluded from this program because she briefly received help with her heating bills 2 winters ago. That's the reality we're dealing with here. People who need help the most are being systematically excluded by bureaucratic technicalities. I really want to hear from you in the comments about this. Are you currently receiving Social Security? Do you think you'd qualify based on what I've shared today? And more importantly, do you think these restrictions are fair? Because I have a feeling a lot of you are going to have some very strong opinions about this, and I want to hear every single one of them. Let me quickly recap the key points you need to remember from today's video. The $1,400 Social Security supplemental payments are real, and they're starting next month. But you only qualify if you've been receiving benefits since January 2023 with no interruptions, your monthly benefit is under $1,047, and you haven't received any other federal assistance in the past 18 months. This matters because millions of people are going to be expecting this money based on the headlines they've seen, but when the payments don't arrive, they're going to be confused and frustrated. At least now you know exactly where you stand and can plan accordingly. If you do qualify, the payments should hit your account automatically. No application required. If you don't qualify for this round, start preparing now for the 2026 payments by understanding what might disqualify you going forward. If this video helped clear up the confusion around these Social Security payments, please hit that like button right now. It really helps the algorithm show this information to more people who need to see it. And if you're not already subscribed, make sure to subscribe and ring that notification bell because I'm constantly uncovering new information about Social Security, Medicare, and other programs that directly affect your benefits. Drop a comment below and let me know. Were you surprised by these eligibility restrictions? And are there other Social Security topics you want me to investigate next? Before you go, make sure to check out my recent video about the upcoming Medicare changes for 2025. There's some stuff in there that could save you hundreds of dollars on your premiums. I'll put that link right up there in the corner. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.